we find ourselves once again on the desolate, pockmarked surface of the Cygnus X1 moon. The air crackles with tension, a silent battlefield where emotions clash more fiercely than any physical weapon. Darth Arcadia, his voice a low rasp, delivers the killing blow, not with his blade, but with his words. Arca is gone. He is dead. The finality of his statement hangs in the thin atmosphere, a pronouncement meant to shatter the last vestiges of hope. But Kira stands firm, her gaze unwavering, her spirit unbroken. "No," she counters, her voice clear and strong. "I don't believe you. I'll never believe you." Her defiance is a spark in the overwhelming darkness. But Darth Arcadia's gloved hand tightens, and with a hiss and a snap, a crimson blade of pure energy extends from his hilt, bathing Kira's resolute face in its menacing glow. The air hums with its power, a promise of swift, merciless death. He takes a step forward, the weapon raised, the killing moment at hand. But then he stops. The blade trembles, not from instability, but from indecision. A conflict rages behind the impassive black mask, a war more personal and profound than any galactic conquest. He can't do it. He won't. With a sudden, explosive gesture, it is not the lightsaber that strikes, but the Force itself. A powerful, invisible wave slams into Kira, sending her tumbling backward, knocking the air from her lungs. It's a rejection, not an execution. As she recovers, she watches him turn, his dark cape sweeping dramatically as he strides away, a figure of retreating shadow. He doesn't look back. Kira pushes herself up, a small, knowing smile gracing her lips. He could have ended it. He chose not to. In that moment of hesitation, she saw the truth. Arca is still in there, somewhere. The throne room of the Dark Empress is a cavern of obsidian and ice, a place where even the most powerful Sith Lords tread with caution. Darth Arcadia kneels, the polished floor reflecting his imposing silhouette. He reports his encounter, his failure. The air grows cold, the silence more terrifying than any scream. The Dark Empress, a wraith-like figure upon her throne, rises. Her voice, a venomous whisper, slithers through the chamber. "You had her, helpless, and you let her go. It's not a question, it's an accusation. You are weak." Sentimental, a torrent of crackling violet lightning erupts from her fingertips, engulfing Arcadia. His armored form convulses every nerve, screaming in agony. But he does not cry out. The torture is as much for his soul as it is for his body. The lightning ceases as abruptly as it began, leaving Arcadia smoking and twitching on the floor. The Empress looms over him, her voice dropping to a dangerous purr. "Do not forget your place, my apprentice. This is my empire, built on my strength, my vision. You are but a tool, a weapon to be wielded, and tools that fail to perform their function are discarded." She turns her back on him, a gesture of ultimate dismissal. The reports from across the sector are disappointing. Our strongholds on Reloth and Felucia are faltering. The Jedi gnaw at the edges of my domain. The news is a second blow, confirming the decay from within and the assault from without. Darth Arcadia remains on his knees, head bowed, the Empress's words echoing the growing doubt in his own mind. He had been promised power, a new order. Instead, he finds himself a pawn in another's game, his old comrades turning back to the light, leaving him increasingly isolated in the shadows he chose. In the nights that follow, sleep offers no respite for Darth Arcadia. It is a portal to a past he has tried to bury. He finds himself standing in a field of sun-drenched grass, a place long erased from his memory. Before him stands a man who is both a stranger and himself. It is Arca, the Jedi Knight he once was, his face unmarred by hate, his eyes clear and bright. Arca smiles, a playful, familiar grin. Trouble in paradise, dark and brooding one. He teases, his voice light and unburdened. Finding out that absolute power is absolutely boring. Darth Arcadia ignites his lightsaber, the red blade a jarring wound in the peaceful landscape. You are a memory, a ghost. You are dead. Arca remains unfazed, walking a slow circle around his darker self. Am I, or am I the part you can't kill? The part that hesitated on that battlefield and moon. He stops, his expression turning serious. You know it's true, but you feel it every time you see her. We love her, Arcadia. We always will. This path, this rage, it's a lie, a cage you built for yourself. But the door is still open. Darth Arcadia roars in fury, lunging, his blade swinging through empty air as the dream shatters. He jolts awake in his cold, sterile quarters, his former self's words echoing in his mind. The conflict is no longer a quiet doubt, it is a raging fire. The memory of love of Kira has been weaponized against him by his own conscience, and he knows what he must do. He must extinguish that hope, that memory, once and for all. He must prove to himself that Arca is truly dead. For a few months, Darth Arcadia hunts. He becomes a phantom, a whisper of dread among the resistance camps. He tracks Kira with a relentless, obsessive focus, his every move calculated to sow fear and chaos. Finally, he finds her. On a remote jungle outpost, under the cover of a torrential storm, he attacks it. There is no hesitation this time, no grand pronouncements, just a storm of crimson light and telekinetic fury. He tears through the camp's defenses like they are made of paper, his rage a tangible force that shatters rock and splinters trees. The resistance fighters are scattered, overwhelmed by the sheer ferocity of his assault. Kira ignites her own blade, meeting him in the heart of the chaos, but she is outmatched. This is not the conflicted man she faced on the moon. This is a monster, a vessel of pure, undiluted dark side energy. He disarms her with brutal efficiency, the force tearing the saber from her grasp. He pins her, his mechanical grip like iron, and drags her away into the screaming darkness. He takes her to a place of pain, a sterile interrogation chamber deep within his fortress. The torture is methodical, impersonal. He uses the Force to pry into her mind, to inflict agony, searching for a breaking point, a flicker of fear that will validate his descent. But Kira resists. She shields her mind, focusing on a single, defiant thought. Arca is still in there. She holds on to this belief as a shield against the pain, even as her body gives out and she succumbs to unconsciousness. Darth Arcadia watches her go limp, her spirit still unbroken. He feels nothing, not victory, not satisfaction, just a cold, hollow emptiness. He turns and leaves her in the darkness. The silence of the chamber, a deafening testament to his failure to kill the one thing he fears most, his own heart.